Chris. Chris, yeah, they are all from VR Nerds. Yeah. Dude, this is super loud. No, no, dude, like, I know, but it's, no, dude.
I know.
Can you tell me the matches again? The first one is. Testing, testing. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the duo, to the Mix Cup broadcast. My name is Jorge Torales, and I am broadcasting live to you from VR Play Park in the Czech Republic, right in the center of Prague, from Mazlesky na Městí. Tonight, we have something very special for you. Tonight is the first of the elimination rounds, or actually the elimination round for the tournament. And I just want to talk a little bit about the tournament. For those of you who might not know, the Mixed Cup tournament is a tournament we set up where we pair up new players with more experienced players to form teams that then face up against each other so that everybody has a good chance at being able to be successful in winning the championship. We have been running this championship for the last month, and so this week is the final. So we end the championship this week. Today is the elimination round. On Thursday we have the qualifiers, and then on Friday we have the semifinals and the finals. And so tonight's broadcast, besides describing the tournament, we just want to talk a little bit about the players that are going to be facing off tonight. And we just want to say that, we know that some of you weren't super, super happy about the way that we set up the tournament. But unfortunately, because there was an odd number of teams, we have to do eliminations in order to be able to give everybody sort of like a fair chance. And so last week, we did the drawing. And this week, we have 3 teams that were supposed to face off today. But one of the teams is not able to make it because somebody's having a baby. And that brings me to congratulations to Super Killer and his wife, mostly his wife, for going into labor and having the baby. We're looking forward. Hopefully, he'll be able to share some pictures. And so their match, the match that was supposed to happen between Divnor and Supata, is happening on Thursday before the actual elimination rounds. So we gave in some leniency here in order to be understanding that it's a baby and there's nothing that can be done. But very much congratulations to Super Killer, and we're looking forward to some baby photos as proof of what's going on. But congratulations once more. So tonight we have Trollo playing against Deonx, and then we have Flushro against Gunert. And so the first match is happening between Chris, who is who's one of the core team members from BR Nurse, who are actually the people behind the game that we all love and play. And then the other player is Hollow, who was brand new. Hollow actually joined us right at the end of the tournament. He sent us out a message saying like, hey, I can't find a partner. Can you find me one? And so thankfully we were able to pair him up with Chris. He's been demonstrating some great improvements on his skills, and I think they're going to be putting up a great great challenge tonight. And they're facing Deonx, which is Deeds Dazzle. Anybody who's ever played Deeds Dazzle knows that you're going to have to play your hardest. He's going to be fast, he's going to be aggressive, and he's got aim to kill. He's going to be coming for those points. And he's playing with Clarionx, who again is also somebody who's super fresh. And Clarionx has also been improving his course a bunch. He is, everybody who has been participating, I think, has putting a lot of work into getting better. And some people have been putting in more work than others. I generally every day check who's been playing, and I just want to say that there are some players that have become incredibly talented, in the past couple of weeks because they play every day, and that's what happens when you play every day, even if you're playing against bots. But that's what tonight's first challenge is gonna be about. We have Trollo and Deonx playing at 8 p.m. So at 20 sharp here, and they will be logging in. I already see this Dazzle in there doing some warm-ups. And then the second match is between Flushdro and Gunnar Knight and Peter. And so Flush Gogo is the best player in the league by far. He holds first places for every single category of the game. He has a very particular style. He likes to trap people. He likes to guess where you're gonna go before you even get there. And most of the time, he's been able to come on top and to get everyone. And he's playing tonight with Alejandro, who is the freshest player in the league. He actually joined a couple. He let us know beforehand that he wanted to join and play the game. But he had never played before, and he's playing with us here at BR Play Park as one of our influencers. But the important thing about it is that they are by far you're having the top player in the league with the freshest player in the league, and that's really what this tournament was all about, to give everybody an opportunity to win, so that so that we're looking at an even playing field. And so tonight we're gonna see how well they perform. Like I said, Flash Gogo has this very particular style. He likes to capture before he opens. He opens fire and he tries to guess where you're gonna go. And Alejandro still hasn't developed like a unique style, but he has improved a ton, and I think they're gonna be a really great contender for Gunnert, right? And that's Gunnar Knight and Peter. Peter and Gunnar Knight are also playing out of here. They work with us here. Gunnar Knight has been playing for a while. He plays with me a lot. I play against him. I try and give him a couple pointers. He has also, he understands the map quite okay. And the real trick here is going to be working together with each other and not letting Flush Gogo push them up against the back. If they see themselves in a position where Flush Gogo just push them all the way up against the back of the field, and they're not able to navigate around, they're not going to be able to get themselves out of there, because that's just how flush plays. He's going to push into the back, and then he's not going to let you get out of that really tough spot, and then the numbers will start bunking up. Now about the some of the really cool aspects of the game that you should be mindful if you're going to be watching this is that there is such thing as controlling the field. Whoever controls the majority of the field has a significant advantage. And so in this map, particularly in Sevitus, which is a map that's just like flat and it's 3 rows, the majority of the players, you don't want to give up too much of the map because eventually it becomes a time thing. If you do not control enough of the map to be able to get to the opponents by the end of the match, you will not be able to score. And if the opponents are winning by 1 or 2 points, especially if it's only by 1, but they're so far away that you're having to capture all of the towers to get up to their side, you're just not going to be able to make it. And so the name of the game for Sevitus is control at least half of the map and as much as you possibly can so that you're able to attack the enemy when the time's running out. And that's one of the strategies that you're going to be seeing here being applied from all the players because they mostly know this. The other thing is that in this map you do not want to play rows you do not want to play columns, you want to play rows, and that means that, and the reason why you want that is because the front player, the more aggressive player or the player that's not playing defense, they need to be able to move back and forth between those front positions so that they're not shot. Because if you're able to move from one position to the other, you have better cover. You're not as likely to be able to have contact. And so those are the 2 key dynamics that you're going to see in play here, as well as just how good you are at moving and shooting. The aim in this map is absolutely essential. And this is actually coming from the designers themselves. This is actually Philip, who is part of the VR Nerds team. This is his favorite map, and the reason why he has told that to me is that he likes it because this map is really about skill. It's about capturing as much of the things you want, moving back and forth, and then being able to open fire on the enemy. It's a flat map. There's 3 rows. It's very straightforward. Move forward, attack, create angles, get the kills. Once the time's running out, play defensively. If you do not control enough of the map and you try and get to the other side, you're not going to be able to do anything. And if you allow the opponent to push you all the way up against the map, you're also just toast. And so watch out for that balance in the middle of the field. Make sure that you're keeping an eye there. If the middle of the field is just being controlled primarily by one of the teams, you know that team basically has an upper hand, and the other team's going to see themselves in trouble. And so we're supposed to be starting here. So let me just give me 1 second. Let me find the lobby. And how are we doing? So I saw these Dazzle here, so he should be. Who's supposed to be opening the lobby, please? From the tournament sheet. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. So Chris is supposed to be opening the lobby here, and these Dazzle supposed to be joining them. So hopefully he's joining here sometime soon. And then after this at 2020, we will have Flash Gogo against Guart, and then with Alejandro and Peter. So right now we're just going to go to a quick commercial break while we figure out the match. Yeah, so this are our friends from BR Experience out in Gloucestershire Premier, and they send this to us for how to pronounce it. I'm trying my best here. But we really appreciate your support for this first round of the tournament. And if you are out in that area, they offer activities in virtual reality that you're not able to do at home, and which are extremely fun. And so if you are not, if you are thinking about doing something fun with your friends or family, definitely head out there to their area and have yourself some fun. They have a bunch of driving simulators. They have this thing that emulates like a roller coaster, a ton of other activities that you're able to pick. And so we thank them very much for their support and for backing us in this first thing. And then the next one is yours truly here in Prague. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for thank you for watching that. This is one thing we're really excited about what is going on tonight. We're just waiting for Chris to log in here so that we can begin the match. And even we're trying to contact them right now. But even if they're not, maybe we can watch a little bit of gameplay from some of the other players. Can you hide me there and just put it up here? I just want to show a little bit of Hello, everybody. So we are back. We were able to get the players ready ready for the shootout. Thank you so much for waiting. So on the right side, you have Deez Dazzle playing with Clarions, and on the left, you have Chris playing with Hollow. And so they are going to be playing the best 2 out of 3 matches, and they are going to be playing in Sevitus. Like I was telling you guys before, Sevitus is a flat map with 3 rows and 3 columns, and you want to not give up more than half the field or even less than that. So it really is a battle for control of the field, and in this map, skill is super important. So you want to be able to move fast, load the towers fast, and move in on the enemy. So here we're gonna get going now. The match is gonna get going. Let's do this. Yes, perfect.
The match starts.
Alrighty, so Chris and InterC are over on Team Fire, and Deez Dazzle and Clarions are over on Ice. And I'm going to bring up this here so that you guys can see what I mean by map control. Right away, you're going to get Deez Dazzle coming up all the way to the front, trying to control as much of that front line as possible. And there he is, penetrating right from the middle, but he got clipped. So he's most likely going to go back or ask for a heal there down the center. And then, like I said, this is really going to come down to how much of the map you control and pushing up on this front line. So there we go. The first kill, as you guys can tell, Team Fire is already taking some losses there and losing some of the map. And but InterC is going back and getting some of this up. So let's check out InterC for a second. This is going to be his perspective. So here's Chris opening fire down the center over to the left. Chris is going to be capturing this tower over to his left, but that's probably not going to be a good move for Chris to stay there for too long. In this map, like I said, you definitely want to keep him moving. He's taking some hits. He might as well go back for some heals, but he's not. He's just going to play safe. There we go. InterC coming through with a heal from the back. That was a perfect play right there. Again, Chris getting clipped on the left-hand side of the shoulder, and he is out. InterC is hurt. He's going to be glittering, so he's going to be better off coming back and asking Chris for a heal, and that's probably what's going to be happening here. So he definitely needs to ask Chris for a heal. He's very low on energy. Yeah, great job. Right there, Chris with a heal. Moving on forward. 3-1 is still they're still great. You know, they're not too far down. They're still able to come back, but they cannot be taking more heavy losses. But like I said, they are now being pushed all the way up against the back of the field, and you do not want to do that. So this is the middle of the field here. They're controlling more than 60% of it, and you don't want to do that. You can also see the reference to that here. So if you see this lineup here turn one color more than the other, you can tell that team's going to be in trouble. And so right now, you know, they're not going to choose to do so because Deez Dazzle is extremely aggressive, but they could definitely begin playing a more defensive position. That's probably what they're going to do here. Deez Dazzle is most likely going to consider the score and make sure that he's going to be, being less aggressive. And let's see how it is. And I'm probably just saying that because he's probably just going to be extremely aggressive, which is generally his play style. He's going to be moving really fast into whatever position, open a couple shots, and then moving on. Yeah, perfect. We call that spray and pray, and that's also another skill that you want to get really good at. So when, you know, the goal here is that you open fire on a position, and before your shots make contact, you move into the next position. So that's what Deez Dazzle is going to be there. Yeah, he's not even going to care if he makes contact or not. He's just going to open fire and move on. Yeah, there we go. Again, like I said, very aggressive. He's not going to sit back even if he's going to be in the offensive. He's just going to go out and just annihilate the enemy. So 3-2-8. This is looking pretty bad for them right now. Yeah, with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Deez Dazzle, once again, he's not going to lay off. He's just going to keep pushing on that front line and making those points. Let's check out Clarions really quickly, see what he's up to. Clarions is the fresh player on this team. And like you guys can tell, he already understands really well how to cover and capture at the same time. He knows he's clipped. He's going to go back and he's going to communicate with Deez that he needs a heal. Deez is going to position himself to heal him probably. And yep, perfect. And that's exactly what you want to do. The other thing they did here really well is that while he's being healed, he's not just sitting there on that tower, right? If you're being healed, you want to move into a different position so that you're not just a sitting duck. And that's going to be super important for this. And there you go. Clarions is ignoring that side field, but now he's not. And there you go. Well done. One more point. Yeah, like you guys can tell, there we go. Perfect. Healing, going back, opening fire and moving. That's exactly what makes a top competitive team, and that's what you're seeing here. Let's check out InterC. He's doing his best to defend. against the against the massive attack that's going on and ensuing on them right now. But he's definitely need to make himself some angles. He needs to capture some towers and open up on one side or the other. And what I mean by that is that they are all the way up against the back. See right here, you can tell that the map control is like 80% ice. And so they just need to make themselves some angles on the side. I would, my suggestion, or what I would personally do here is I would just begin capturing one tower on the side and just begin pushing out from one side so that the enemy doesn't have so many angles. But, that's not what's happening here. They're just trying to, like, shoot up on the enemy. And pretty soon, they're also going to be losing their barriers. So, yeah, exactly. You want to just be pushing out. So at this point, you're not even trying to make contact. You're so further on the back that you just want to be pushing out. This is a very desperate situation, but obviously it's 2 out of 3, so they have 2 more matches to be able to come back. But they're going to select a different strategy because going up to going face to face with these Dazzle is not pleasant. You do not want to do that. You want to be working against him together and really just watch out for his angles. He knows all of the angles. He's going to move fast. He's going to open fire and he's going to move and good luck making contact with him. Yeah, exactly right there. So if you're going to do a dual type of face-off with these Dazzle, you're asking for trouble.
Wins the match. Well done.
So 4-18, like I said, it really comes down to how much of the map you control. You can see that very clearly there. And yeah, coldest ice player, these Dazzle, hottest fire player, Inner Sea, and that is amazing to see that you have the newest player coming up on top, and Clarion's with the most assists, and that's exactly what you want to see throughout the entire tournament. You want to see the fresher player being very supportive of the front player, which is just going to be like a lot more aggressive. And in this particular style, if I was playing with this Dazzle, this is the position that I would play. I would just, communicate with him that he's going to be point, that I'm going to be staying behind, and that I'm going to be supporting him in this face melting efforts. So really well played. I'm really hoping that Chris will come up with a better strategy. He really needs to communicate with his team. They need to be able to heal and move at the same time, and they need to open fire and shoot at the same time as well. So hopefully they are able to put the 2 and 2 together and really make an effort to come back from that last match. Alrighty, so let's get going. Alrighty, so here we go once again. Okay, yeah, let's look here at this Dazzle's style. He's going to be pressing forward really heavily, and this time they're definitely going to be playing a more defensive position with Chris in back and Inter Sea in the front. That is absolutely and completely fine. Inter Sea is trying to make his way down the right. There we go. They're up by 1, so they can definitely play a lot more defensively. They're taking a different position this time. Instead of being super aggressive down the center, they're both focusing. But one thing is you don't want to see that. You don't want to see the same players shooting from the same line of fire. That doesn't really make sense. You want to be like on opposite sides, basically cross-firing on the opponent. So let's check it out. Let's see Inter Sea here. I think Inter Sea is going to give it all his, he's going to give it all his heart. He's going to try his hardest to get some points up to be able to support. But he definitely needs to move away from that center. Okay, so it's 3-3 now. Things are really changing. And like I said, if you're sitting for too long in one tower, you're just going to get smashed. You do not want to do that. You want to move from one position to the other. As a matter of fact, if you're sitting in one tower for longer than 5 seconds, the opponent is going to know your position. He's going to be able to just figure out that angle and focus on you. The other thing that's happening here that's a very clear distinction between the two teams is that these Dazzle and Clarion are focusing on one single opponent. And unfortunately, this is where we're going to have to leave it at that. We will let you guys know the results of this match later on. But right now, we need to go to the other scheduled match with Flesh Gogo since they're going to be on time. Yeah, please put me in there.
Welcome to Tower Tag. Please follow the instructions on the
No,
video board.
put me already in there, please. Hello everybody, welcome back. We are going to be, this match was scheduled, and you know, if you're, I just want to say this, if you're not on time for your matches and we have other matches scheduled, unfortunately we have to move on to the next match. We will tell you the results of that previous match later on, but for the looks of it, I'm pretty sure that this Dazzle is gonna get in there again and knock off Chris. You know, which this Dazzle's a formidable opponent. That was well played. But right now we are on this match between Flush Gogo, who is the top player in the league, pairing up with Alejandro, who's the freshest player in the league, and are playing against Gunnar Knight and Peter, who have played a couple more times. Peter has played a couple more times than Alejandro. Is worth mentioning, but not too many. So he's also super fresh. And Gunnar, he is part of our team here at BR Play Park, and he has definitely played. He knows the angles. He knows the positions. I try and tell him. You guys know me. Every time I get in the game, I'm always coaching someone. I ask now. I ask if you want a little bit of coaching, if you want some suggestions, and so that's what I do when I play with him. I give him a lot of coaching. So he does know how to play. He does know how to move, but he is facing the best player in the league, and that is definitely there's definitely something to say about that. Flush Gogo is gonna be pushing you up against the back, and if you're not ready, if you don't know how to gain some of the ground back, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. And so that's most likely what you're going to see here. The other thing that I want to mention is they are playing the same map, 72s, like we were in the back. And so once again, it's going to be very important that you watch that middle segment of the map. Whoever's losing that middle segment of the map and giving up kills there in the front line is most likely going to be the loser of the match. And so it's going to be really important for you to do that. To watch that. Okay, so you can take me out of here. I can see that this is about to start. So once again, we have Flush Gogo and Alejandro on the right on Team Ice, and Gunnar Knight and Peter on Team Fire over on the left. And so we're almost ready to start here. We're almost ready to get going. They just need to agree, and sometimes when you're in the lobby, you're actually facing each other. If you've never played this game, you're sort of facing each other, so you're able to see your opponent, have a couple of words with them. Most people are really nice, but some people really get into the competitive spirit, and that's what we're hoping to see tonight. So the strongest player the strongest team here is really what it's about, and that's the best thing about Tower Tag that I think those of us who play a lot understand, and that is that the best team wins. It's not a game where one person is going to be able to carry the whole team, especially against multiple opponents. I think a 1-2 situation, you are still able to pull a clutch and be able to beat two opponents with as one individual, but 3-on-2 or 4-on-2 or 4-on-1 or anything like that, when there's a numerical advantage from one team to the other, you're gonna just see that the team with the least amount of players deteriorate quite fast and be beat. And so that's also going to be super important for this map, is that if your teammate gets killed in the front line, you don't want to just rush in there and try and defeat two opponents at once. You want to come back, wait for your team member to respawn, and then attack once again. One of the better things to do is that while you're waiting for your teammate to respawn, you just capture some towers so that you're holding that front line without being shot. But you definitely do not want to be super aggressive without your teammate, because if you're doing that against two opponents, it's going to be a really difficult battle. So here we go. We're going to get these things started, and I'm right from the back going to show you guys Flush Gogo's perspective, because it's really interesting to see how he plays, and so that if you want to get better at the game, you definitely want to watch the people who are exceptional at it.
The match starts in
And so
5,
that's
4,
what I'm going to
3,
show you
1,
here.
Go.
Okay, so here we have Flush Gogo's perspective. He's going to just move forward, capture. They even have a capturing
team
pattern.
with
They're
most
capturing
points will
together.
win.
That's amazing. And so they're going to push up on the front line. He's going to cover. He's going to come back, and he's like I said, he's going to be using his teammate to be able to gain some grounds. And there we go. They already took out the first opponent. Right there, they're losing some of the middle ground. You can see here Flush Gogo just taking his time, is pushing slowly but surely up on the front line. I'm actually quite sure that he's always conscious of his energy level on the gun, and he doesn't push forward unless he's able to. He got clipped there, so he's going to go back. He's going to most likely communicate with Alejandro that he's hit and get a heal. And so, but maybe not, because he lost so little energy and he knows that, so he's not gonna go back to get a heal. He's not super concerned about it. But eventually, there we go. That was just like a quick little heal, and then moving back to the forward position. So here we go. He's gonna continue to push on those towers. And that's another really interesting thing about Flash Gogo's play, and it's that he's not gonna take risk and go on to a position where he doesn't have a clear view of the towers in front of him. And there we go. That's exactly what he's gonna do to you. He's gonna push you up against the back. He's gonna let you move into the open position, and then he's gonna come in and smash you. And so you don't want to do that. See, now they're pushed all the way up against the back. They've given up more than 80%. Yeah, they're about 90. They're controlling 90% of the field, and that means they're only controlling the part of the field that they originally have control of. And so they're going to see a really difficult time from here on out positioning. Gunnar Knight's definitely going to push out on one side or the other, and try and do a better job. So let's see what the opposite side of that looks like. So here we go. There's Peter. Peter staying quite static. He needs to be able to move away a lot faster. But again, he's one of the freshest players, so he will also get a better sense for what the game is. Exactly. He needs to cover. He needs to move on to the next position, since they already know his position, and he wants to open fire. So you want to open fire, move, and then move into the positions as you're able to move. And you don't want to be next to each other like that, because then you're just blocking each other. Okay, so let's check out Gunnar Knight. There we go. They're going to be able to give each other some heal there. He should actually get a little bit lower. So here's his perspective. He's glittering, so he knows he's been shot. He's most likely going to ask for a heal, and he should definitely not let them push up on that tower, because that's really what's keeping them from being able to get shot right now. And yeah, that's exactly what you want to do when you're up against the ropes. You want to open a little bit of fire. You want to push up on those front towers, and you want to get down. And you see what I mean? If they give up this tower here, this tower here, that allows them to open across the field into this open position. So yeah, he wants to definitely get that back, and then make an attack over in the opposite position. But at this point, they really need to push out on one of the sides. With 2 minutes on the map, with 2 minutes on the clock, and 4 points down, you want to be able to kill the opponent at least 2 times per player, and so you definitely don't want to be stuck in the back like that. As a matter of fact, at this point, if Flash Gogo and Alejandro just want to play a defensive position with 4 points ahead in the lead, they could very comfortably do that, and it would be really, really hard for Gunnar's team to be able to regain some ground. Okay, so let's check out a little bit of Alejandro's gameplay. Alejandro, like I said, one of the newer players. He's also going to be more static, so he's not going to be moving as much as you would have Flash Gogo or some of the other players, especially not somebody like D Zazzle, who we were observing before. But there we go. They're gonna, they're gonna go back. They're gonna open themselves some angles. They're gonna make sure that they are opening fire, looking forward, and not. Yeah, exactly. So you definitely want to do that. That was a good move right there by Gunnar Knight. You want to push out on some of these things so that you can create yourself some angles and be able to get some points. Unfortunately, at 1 minute and 5 seconds with 5 kills against Gogo, this is going to be a really, really tough battle. And they just want to be hyper aggressive at this point. At this point, it just doesn't matter. They should probably just try and figure out their strategy while they are down. And this is also super important. If you're in a competition and you're all the way up against the back and it's frustrating, it's better for you to just reconsider what it is that the opponents and how they're playing, and maybe just think a little bit more of the strategy, and then just play more aggressively so that you're able to better understand the map. So that was great. They were able to get a kill there by Peter. Peter was able to land that kill on Alejandro, and like I said, Alejandro's going to move a lot less. It's going to be. I would be quite surprised if we see a kill here, an out by Flush. So if you see that Flush there is just moving around so fast, he's going to come back for the heal. He's going to communicate with Alejandro. Yeah, this is exactly what you want. He's going to get low in order to not get shot, and then just continue to move in even as it is. And you can see this very clearly. You see how Alejandro sits there for about 15 to 20 seconds. In one tower. You're not going to see that with players who are more experienced.
Well done.
So 1-6, not the worst outcome against Flash Gogo, especially with a new player. And like I said, Alejandro's really been trying a lot. But this is exactly what I mean. There we go. So you have Alejandro playing the back, dealing the most damage, and then you want. You want Alejandro, dealing the most damage, and then you have the best player, Flash Gogo, up to the front scoring some points. And then for the hottest behind, you have Peter, because he was able to get that kill and had the same amount of outs as Gunnar. So yeah, we're gonna go right into the next match right away. Peter and Gunnar really need to take a more conservative defensive approach and really hold that front line to be able to be successful and score a couple of points. And so it's important, that they just have a little conversation with each other right before the match is about to start about what it is that they're going to play and where it is that they're going to play for them, so that it's
The
not
match
too
starts in
difficult for
5,
them to be able to make it.
4, 3,
So what I'm going to do
2,
here is I'm going to open
1,
this map really big
go.
so that you can see the progression. So you're just going to see here Alejandro, they're both taking like opposite positions. Then he's going to go down the center,
team
and
with most
Alejandro's going to
points
cover that in the
remain.
back. Right, so now they have the majority of the field control. They're going to be able to push forward, and you can see here both Peter and Gunnar are playing very defensive positions. But like I said, if you're in this map, you don't want to do that. You want to push up at least midfield. You don't want to give up that much space. And they sort of decided to play that very defensive style. It's it's not going to play out well for them. They definitely need to control this tower and that tower at least for the opponents to not be able to make cross firings at such a long range. And so you have there the first out by Peter. Against Flesh Gogo and Alejandro are just going to coordinate, take opposite sides of the field, and you see that Flesh Gogo is just going to start destroying the barriers. And that's another thing that I mentioned in previous broadcasts. When you're playing Flesh Gogo, if you're going to play defensively, he's going to get your barriers and begin pushing up, and that's exactly what you're going to see here. So let's go see his perspective. He's gonna capture up in front. He's gonna open fire on your position, but then open fire on your tower, on your barriers, and he's just going to start smashing your barriers. He's not going to care. He's not even going to be aware of where you're going. He's not going to care about that for the moment. He's just going to begin smashing your barriers, and then eventually you will not have anywhere to cover, and then the points will just begin stacking up. So yeah, this defensive position, especially against Flesh Gogo, is going to prove to be lethal for Gunnar's team. Hopefully they're able to at least score some points, and they should definitely begin pushing out on one side and the other, because once those barriers are down, the points are just gonna start racking up, and you're gonna see this here. Flesh is just gonna keep them in the back. He's gonna open fire on those positions, and now that there's no barriers, there's just nowhere to hide. And I will show you what the opposite of that is. So on the opposite side of that, you're gonna put their Gunnar. And you're gonna see here the barriers are gone, so he's going to begin moving a lot faster. And and right here there's he needs the healing. He's asking his partner for heal, but right now he's got no barriers there. This position is super dangerous. He might as well just move to a different position, because once he gets an angle on them, it's going to be really hard for him to cover. And the destruction of the barriers is just going to continue from Flesh Gogo. And like you can see here, he's just going to play that long game. At around 1 minute, you're going to begin seeing the points stack up. Yeah, that's Flesh Gogo right there, just taking out those barriers and opening fire on Peter. Peter's doing his best, definitely, to move and to adapt. He's going to be opening fire from that position, trying to make some contact, moving to another position and doing it. And this is definitely what you want to do. You want to move from one position to the other in order not to get shot. It's still 2-2, so they still have a chance of doing something about it, especially if they press now. But like I said, this is really going to come down to how many barriers they have left. And right now their barriers are so low here on the front, especially on those top positions, that it's going to start becoming increasingly difficult for them to cover. Yeah, exactly. And Flesh knows this. Flesh is just going to be pushing on those barriers. He's just going to be destroying all of them if he doesn't have an opponent. And then once those barriers are done, it's going to be really difficult for them to come back. Yep, Alejandro, same thing. Alejandro's just playing this very offensive position, and you guys can tell here, like there's no more side barriers. So when Alejandro moves into this corner position here, he just has a clean shot at the enemy. So yeah, exactly. See, you're gonna see that happen time and time again, because from this position, without any barriers on both sides here, you're just gonna get you're gonna get shot. And so Gunnar and Peter really need to try and push on some of this towers here, make them some angles, and get themselves up from the top view. Currently they're just basically two big targets up there, unfortunately, and that's not what they want to do. So when they capture here, they don't want to just capture, they want to get down. At this point, they just want to get down and be aggressive. 6-2, and like I said, at 1 minute, you're just gonna begin seeing the points begin to stack here against them. It's very unfortunate. I think in any other case, they would have been able to, and see that right there was tunnel vision on Alejandro's case. He needed to come back and reposition himself to be able to have a better angle. But they have such a comfortable advantage here, and Flesh is just not going to let them get out. Like right now, if they decided to just back up, like if Flesh and Alejandro decided to just back up into their own side, they wouldn't the fire team wouldn't be able to reach them, and that's probably what they're gonna do. So yeah, but Flesh is not gonna do that because he's got all the barriers down, so he's just gonna go up there and try and score some more points. And but yeah, Fire Team put up a great fight, especially against very, very formidable opponents. Alejandro has been learning a lot. Flash Gogo knows exactly how to play this game. That's why he's the best player in the league. And unfortunately for Team Fire, this time playing a defensive position was definitely not the right call. But I'm sure that we'll get another chance in the future to take on the opponents. Alrighty, guys. So that's actually going to conclude our broadcast for tonight. We will be talking about we will be sending everybody the the schedule for the next series of matches happening on Thursday. The people who won tonight will be going up against those people who are going in the matches, but we need to wait for one more match to happen. And the reason why this match was delayed was because Super Killer's having a baby. Congratulations to Super Killer once again. And, the best of luck to you and your family. And, from the Tower Tag family, I'm sure it's safe for me to say that we all wish you and your baby well. And we're looking forward to your results on Thursday. And so next Thursday, we're going to have the qualification rounds. We will be releasing who's going to be playing against who as soon as we know. But like we said, we just need that one last team, which will either be Divine and his team member or Pikpupak and Subata. And so we will be able, no, not Pikpupak, Super Killer and Supata and Divine Horror with Dibnor. And so once we get that, we will be able to let everybody know who they're going to be playing against. But we will release the information as soon as possible so that you know. So please be ready to be on time. You guys saw some of the issues that we saw tonight. If you're not on time, we will not be able to broadcast your full game. So please be on time and be prepared on your lobby to receive the clients, especially if you're going to be the one who's going to be setting up the lobby for the match. And we will be in touch with you soon. Thank you so much for watching. And we're going to go to one more thing from our sponsors we want to talk about again. Once again, this is BR Experience. They're an immersive entertainment center. This is a place where you are able to do things that you would not be able to do at home, such as play, such as drive a simulator with a cart against your friends, or go down, a super cool slide, or any other of the other activities that they have there that are for out-of-home entertainment. And then, they are located in Gloucestershire Premier, and we want to very much thank them for being involved with us and sharing us and being one of the first sponsors for the league. We hope to be to have them back. Thank you so much. And then yours truly from BR Play Park. Alrighty, guys, but this is not. Oh, it's filled. It's not filled. Hello, guys. I'm just here. I actually got a couple of things from my production team. My production team is giving me the update on the matches, so we can talk about those right now. As you can see here, on the 25th, the qualifiers happening first will be Pictai against Deonx. Then we have we have Five Pad who's still waiting to figure out if they're going to be playing against Dibnor or Supata. This match is happening Thursday right before the rest of the matches, so please just bear with us and understand that the only reason why they got pass is because they're having a baby. Congratulations once again. And then we have Triple H with Star or Ink Star. Yeah, with W Star against Fludro, who just won right now, and then at the end we have Cirilla against Nick XXX. Remember, the captains in yellow need to make the lobbies according to the time that we tell you. So we will tell you exactly when to make the lobby, and if you are not there with your lobby ready, unfortunately we will only be able to broadcast the part of your game that we're able to see, and the rest of the thing you will have to report to us because we need to move on to the rest of the players because everybody needs to be ready to go to receive the full broadcast. And so again, remember, PickTie, 5Pad, so we have here PickPookPack, we have Phil, we have Triple H, and Sarah. You guys need to make the lobbies so that Nico, Fletch Gogo, whoever wins from these two guys, and these DAS will join. So once again, PickPookPack, please make the lobby when we tell you to do it, and wait for these DAS to join in. Phil, please make the lobby. Triple H, please make the lobby, and Sarah, please make the lobby. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great night.